There have been many outstanding speakers today and incredible topics touched on, and so much knowledge has been imparted. I'm also glad that we're ending off the session with this next part, where our speakers from the Kagiso Trust and Sasol Foundation are going to assist me in reflecting on the day's agenda and highlighting some of the key takeouts. So please help me in welcoming onto stage Mr. Themba Mola. He is the Chief Operating Officer of the Kagiso Trust. And also welcoming back onto stage Ms. Noxolo Kgatlana, the head of the Sasol Foundation. It's been a long day, and it's good to have both of you here because it means that you've stuck with the process throughout, regardless of how much information was shared. And I hope that that's also an indication of your commitment to what you're already doing in the sector. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Kathy.
And good afternoon again, Ms. Noxolo.
Thank you for having me back, Kathy.
Well, what people don't know, right, is that we've been bringing you these incredible environments that have been changing behind me. You know, we've been living from one world to another world, but you don't know what it actually really looks like. As in, what the speakers see, not what you see in the virtual reality platform, but what we see sitting here together. Do you think that we need to let them in on our little secret so that they get to appreciate how much work has gone into this conference?
Yeah.
Must we lift the veil on what's going on in this little room of ours? All right.
Yes,
So
please.
you see, I've got permission from the powers that be. Let's lift the veil, guys. I want you to see what everything looks like without the magic of our 3D simulated environments. Quang, quang, quang. We needed a bit of a sound effect for this moment.
Yeah.
So you're seeing a basic green room studio. There are our lights that have been helping to keep everything modified in the environment. So the changing environment's really an indication of what we can do with technology.
Indeed.
And what a perfect way, actually, to illustrate the point of what technology can do. Mr. Mola, I'm going to begin with you, your reflections of today.
No, thank you very much, Kathy. I think today was definitely inspirational. All speakers who came to make presentations were quite wonderful presentations. I don't want to dwell much about the message of support, which really reinforced the partnership between Kagiso Trust and Sasol. And we've been running for quite some time, and grateful that we have convened this another experience with a different audience streaming on the platform. But I thought the panel, for me, set the scene, because I think they really gave us the realistic picture of what exists, the gaps that are there in technical schools, and how the transition into the workplace still lacks in terms of making that smooth transition, and how those gaps should be closed. The sooner they're closed, the better. I think this presents a big challenge for the country in terms of ensuring that business and the school space begin to interact continuously, so that we begin to appreciate how do we close those gaps. But the input that subsequently followed, although we call it future, but to me it's actually technology that is already existing. I mean, quite impressed about what was referred to, and you'll bear with me, I've written it somewhere here because I just find it quite a powerful way of making a reference to how we can use simulation to connect actual work experience, immediately moving from academic learning. She called it curative experience.
Yes,
And that to me was quite a revealing opportunity to learn. And the other element really was the gaps that are there available that must be closed. But to me, the presentations on smart house, the presentations on electric car, the presentation on panel technology and how much it provides opportunity for us. And facing this high unemployment as a country, it begins to say, how soon can the system work? I mean, I want to appreciate one thing. By the way, the people who are connected, who are streaming, are those that have access to technology.
Yeah.
And many other South Africans who stay in rural areas and townships missed this opportunity. And to me, this is an overwhelming gap, which I think we need to find a way on how we can resolve it so that we allow people to access this information rich in depth and in understanding so that these opportunities can be explored.
In many ways, what Temba is saying is that it's an opportunity cost, the fact that you have so many people that are unable to access these opportunities, because today we've been exposed to sort of what is possible, and we need to make what is possible accessible to so many other people.
Yes, I agree, Kathy. At least we will have the content on YouTube, and it will stay there forever. And mostly with the schools we partner with, sometimes we offer and donate routers with data. Sometimes we put the content on zero-rated platforms. So they may not have been able to access the content as it happens live, but we'll make sure we find a way to close that gap.
And when you think about just the reflections of the day and this ability to curate learning experiences, that was Rapelang who spoke about it. And I saw a lot of our teachers and our delegates also interacting with that. I mean, we're always thinking about resources, and I'm sure you get that a lot, especially as the Sasol Foundation. I'm sure not a day goes by where you don't have people knocking on your door, asking for money for this, asking for money for that. But how do you then begin to think about it from that perspective already in some of the work that you're doing and say, actually, if it's about experiences, are there opportunities to train the trainers, as we've been told, so that even their perspective around how to deliver that, that education, to deliver that knowledge is different?
When you invest on the trainer or the teacher or the lecturer, the investment is multiplied because there are a lot of learners or trainees that get to go through past that one person. And we realize that in prioritizing our project, that as much as our investment in education is centered around the learner, we make sure we put as enough effort in developing teachers, developing lecturers, as well as trainers, so that as many people as possible are able to have access to that investment.
What are you hoping delegates will walk away with after today's session? Nkolo?
When I look through from the beginning of the presentations right until the end, what I picked up for myself was that as much as we are faced with many challenges, whether it's energy security challenges or misalignment of curriculum to industry needs, there is massive opportunities aligned with those challenges. It's a matter of how fast we are able to catch up with a fast-changing environment. In some instances, we won't be able to wait for the right policy framework. We won't be able to even wait for the right infrastructure. We might need to select certain pockets of excellence, pilot and replicate later, so that we ensure that our learners do not miss out on aligning with industry trends and a fast-paced moving world. But every challenge that was presented today comes with massive opportunities, and I hope we are able to capitalize on those opportunities.
Temba?
I hope those who watched the stream really found aspiration. And I hope they also found that there are so many people who are prepared to make a contribution. I want to acknowledge that the infrastructure gaps are immense. And partners like Kagiso Trust and Sasol will still have to make that investment so that the environment works and people are given opportunity to participate in the economy.
All right.
Indeed.
Thank you for those reflections. We're edging towards the end of our program, so I want to give both our sponsors for the day an opportunity to also add their 2 cents worth in terms of the people they would like to thank that have made today possible. We'll kick it off with you, Temba.
I think I want to thank everybody who really was behind the planning of the event. This was quite inspirational, and a lot of effort, I believe, went into organizing the event. But also like to thank the selfless contribution that was made by various experts. Amazing lessons learned. I also want to acknowledge the acceptance that there are gaps that some of the experts acknowledge that they do exist. And I'm seeing this as a journey that is continuous. And I hope that those who participated in this session will be willing and prepared to support us in the future as we work in this space to create needed opportunities and jobs.
Nonqolo?
Thanks, Kathy. I think top of mind for me is our partners, actually, Kagiso Trust. We don't get many as the Sasol Foundation partners who, at some point in a program, contribute more than us financially because of the Sasol name. People think we always have money. So I really appreciate the partnership with the Kagiso Trust and the team, the leadership team and the board behind it. And our board as well for always supporting us, sometimes even when we ask for stuff at last minute. And from our teams, both at the Kagiso Trust and the Sasol Foundation, especially the leads of the conference, Dr. Cynthia Malinga and Caesar Gele, they really were stressing about this. They stress every year. Even though they know they're going to be exceptional, they still stress. And everybody who supported them, we really appreciated from both teams. Obviously, our speakers who always step up and prepare whenever we ask them. The participants online, really grateful. We hope they got value from this. I look forward to seeing some of the technical teachers in the practical leg of the conference on the 20th of June, to see them in person. I really look forward to that. The production team has been amazing, you guys. Thank you. You calmed our nerves. You did the best. We really appreciate that. And thank you, Kathy. You've been amazing. We really appreciate that. And everybody, I mean, Z with the food and the coffees. Me, gay, I'll thank everybody. If I forgot you, then I don't know. But it's been really exceptional. And I really want to say again to Sisloli and Caesar, well done. They really did well.
Wow, thank you so much for that vote of thanks. And it really is great to hear of a partnership that works, but also that's doing work that's really crucial to the heart of where this country is going to, but most importantly, where it can and it should go to. Thank you both for those reflections. I echo their thanks to all the teams that have put today together and made all of it possible. I, of course, have one last duty, and that is to award the grand prize of the day for our most engaged participant. The judges have tallied the scores, and if we take another look at the final leaderboard, I'm pressing the refresh button. I'm not trying to start another war. And after that refresh button, our final winner of the day, this is winner of our grand prize, is Vusi Zikalala. Your 750 Rand Take-A-Lot voucher will be making its way to you post this conference. Vusi, thank you so much for all of the interaction that you've been clearly busy with on the platform. He's sitting at 1,515 points. Well done, Vusi. You certainly deserve this prize. And of course, just after him, at number 2, Mpulai Koloko with 1,185 points. Thank you all for your engagement, your time, and your interaction. And to our speakers, partners, and of course, our gracious hosts, the Kagiso Trust and Sasol Foundation, we appreciate all you do for the fields of vocational training. My name is Kathy Mutlahlana, and it's been a pleasure being your host for today. Keep well and keep safe, and we'll wrap it up on that note for today.